Put some respect on my name. What's up, everybody? Benji Bruce here with SpeakingLifestyle.com. And in this video, we're going to talk about just 4 ways to command respect on video, or really just content in general, podcast, video, doesn't matter. But if you command respect through your content, then you're naturally going to be the authority, and then people are going to pay more attention to you. You'll be able to just generate more profits, get more attention, all sorts of stuff. Damn, I just spit everywhere. That's how you don't command respect. Don't be spitting. So 4 ways to command respect. Number 1, say it in a way that people haven't heard it before. So when you think about it, everything is really recycled content. Everything, like damn near everything. So if you say it in a way that people haven't really heard it, it's going to sound new, or it's going to click with them. So a lot of people, they struggle in terms of creating content because they're thinking like, oh, well, I don't really know what else to add. And they're thinking in terms of it's been done before, it's been said before. But what you do is you are going to say it in a way that hasn't really been said before, or do it in a way that hasn't been done before. For example, let's say I'm talking about boxing, right? So let's say I got a YouTube channel on boxing. Now, I can obviously just talk about boxing right now, just like, all right, so you put your hands up, okay, make your fists like this, blah, blah, blah. So I can do it in this sort of way, so to where I'm just in a room. Or I can do it in a way where I'm in a boxing ring. Or I can do it in a way where maybe I'm telling a story about how Muhammad Ali throws a jab or something. Or I can do it to where maybe I'm punching a boxing bag and then I'm demonstrating. Or I can do it in a way where I bring in, let's say, friends, and then we're sparring or something. I talk about throwing the jab while I'm showing the video footage of us sparring or something. So there's different ways to tell the story. There's different ways to say what it is you're saying. And so if it's something easily demonstratable like boxing, then there's a gazillion ways you can do it. If it's something that's harder, like a concept, like let's say you're talking about ambition, you're doing a podcast on ambition or something. So it's a little bit harder, but you can still say things in a way that people haven't really heard it before, or you can say it in a different way in terms of how you're talking about ambition. You can tell a story about the most ambitious mofo you ever met. You can just use your voice in terms of how you're talking with the ambition. Like, look, you got to make sure that you are insanely ambitious. When people say like you can't do it, you say F everybody, I'm ambitious, whatever it is. But think about in terms of saying it in a way that people haven't heard it said before. Get to the point. That's a very simple way to command respect on video, podcast, whatever. I remember listening to a podcast. Well, I tried to listen to it. So when I started with the stock market, I looked at some podcasts, and I went to one podcast, and for about 10 minutes, they were just talking, just talking. Hey man, how's it going? How's life been? Oh, how's everything going? I'm sitting there like, what the hell? I thought y'all were going to talk about the stock market. What the hell are y'all doing? And so they just kept going back and forth about stupid stuff. So I just clicked away. I'm like, I'll never listen to this ever again. They're wasting my damn time. So you don't want to waste people's time. Get to the freaking point whenever it is you're delivering your content, especially nowadays. And so you just got to understand that anyone in a position of power, they value their time. And so you have to value their time. You got to value your time. If you actually are an authority, if you are building this business, you are in a position of power, you should value your own time. You're not going to sit there and just chit chat, just a chit chat. There's no reason to do that. So get to the point. That's how you're really going to command attention. The it factor. The it factor is a very simple way to command respect on video. And when I say it factor, I don't mean charisma. A lot of people think in terms of charisma with the it factor. What I mean is quality. So quality in terms of what do you do really well? Like what do you do that's really good? And that's what I mean by quality. So quality can be charisma in terms of like you're just insanely charismatic on camera, a podcast, whatever. It could be charisma. It could just be the fact that you are a great interviewer. Like you just interview people really well. So when you put them on your video, on a podcast, whatever, and you're interviewing them, people are thinking like, damn, it's a great interview. Oh my goodness. So that's the quality. You're a quality interviewer. Or maybe a quality videographer. Maybe your videos are damn near movies, let alone the YouTube videos. They're freaking movies. And so think about quality. Like let's say the guy Lex Friedman, he's like one of my favorite podcasters right now. If people were to look at him, like if I were to send a video of him to my mom, she would instantly ignore him. She'd be like, oh, it's boring. But Lex, he has it's more like an intellectual type of conversation to where he's not trying to be insanely charismatic or anything like that. But what he brings to the table, his it factor, his quality factor is simply the intellectual conversations that he's having with people. So You want to think in terms of your it factor is the quality. It's the quality that you bring to the table. Your quality is going to be very different than my quality. And so you got to think along lines of what's going to be your it factor. And the way the it factor really works is you pay close attention to what people are saying about you. So when you post a video and people are commenting on the videos, or when people respond to your emails, what are people saying to you? Are they saying, I love how direct you are? Oh my goodness, your videos are such high quality. I remember watching a video the other day on the stock market where some guy on YouTube, he was talking about all these billionaires and how they built their stock business and all that sort of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself as I'm watching this, I'm like, damn, this is like some documentary stuff. Like, this dude, his quality is amazing. And then I go to the comments, everybody was saying the same thing. Everybody's like, man, your video quality is amazing. It's like producing a documentary, and the voiceover and the oh my goodness. And so that was his it factor. It wasn't him trying to be insanely charismatic. It was the fact that the dude basically produced freaking documentaries. And so that's where the quality was. So you got to think, like, where's the quality in what it is you're doing? Competence. The best way to command respect is to know what the hell you're talking about. If people can easily sense when you don't really know what you're talking about, because you talk about surface level stuff, you can't get into the details. And so if people sense this, if they sense that you're not competent, then they're simply going to ignore you. They're going to, why would I respect someone who doesn't know what they're talking about? So competence is huge. Competence conveys confidence. So when you're competent at something, you're naturally confident at that thing as well. So that's why you want to be competent at it. You got to think in terms of, if you act like a king, you're going to be treated like a king. And 48 laws of power. Just a side note. But to be treated like a king, you have to act like a king. And so if you act like a king, the way you act like a king is through the competence, and then that confidence is going to shine. So that's what you got to do to be king. I mean, like King Bruce, man, sounds good. King Bruce. Put on my crown.